Hello, hello, hello. I wrote a song for my BulliPittie. My BulliPittie is, according to the information that I got yesterday from Tex-Mex, he told me about what this BulliPittie is. He is a mix between pit bull, the original pit bull, which he is breeding himself. I am really against breeding dog. I mean, it's like I'm kind of like on the fence with this. So because we need them, these particular artistic ones, and I told him that I would like to. I mean, if I could do it, but then I could not do it. I want to breed a mix between 4 different breeds: European Basset Hound, Original Pittie, Pit Bull, Bull Mastiff, and that's what my Pittie baby in prison is. He is a mix between Original Pit Bull, the large, bulky, muscular ones with the big, huge pumpkin head, and the Bull Mastiff. Paul thought American Bulldog, but I saw the video from Cesar Milan where he was teaching a dog. They had an American Bulldog, and I could see the face was different. The American Bulldog looks a lot more like a boxer, more like a boxer face, kind of like the nose actually dips in and goes up a little bit. The original pit bulls, I think they are somewhat related also to the bull terriers. The bull terriers have the face is like this. A friend of mine said they look like stuffed animals because they actually have a head like this. That the profile is actually like that. The whole head goes around like this, and they go, "Hello, I'm a stuffed animal." They're so cute. So I think those are also mixed into pitties, but the pitties are also originally mixed with. All of those have come from those who have those are terriers, but they also have been intermixed with Molosser dogs, which are guard dogs, ancient guard dogs from Egypt. They actually found those in the tombs, which is absolutely horrific. It's a nightmare, absolute nightmare to read about that. And some of them, I think, were mummified. So they know that some of those breeds are very, very old. Then later on, they have bred them together with other breeds, and so it would be interesting to study this all in complete depth. But I'll do that maybe another time. Right now I'm focusing on my BulliPittie and what I'm gonna do about the situation, because the BulliPittie is at a no-kill shelter right now. I'm not going to mention where. I don't want anyone to get any ideas and snatch him before I can get him, because he's mine. He has to come to me. Okay, this is a soul contract. We're meant to be together. So, and that's why I wrote a song for him. And it was very interesting, the conversation with Max yesterday late afternoon, because he told me all about the breed. He told me where they're coming from, and he told me that the one I'm looking at is definitely mixed with the pittie and the BulliPittie. Okay, the pit bull and the Bull Mastiff. Okay, the Bull Mastiff, he said they have been mixed with English Bulldog. So The English Bulldog is a phenomenon. I've always been absolutely fascinated by that dog because when I was a child, my dad knew a photographer lady who came to us to take photos of my brother and me for some kind of indoor decorating architectural magazine. My dad is an architect. So we were friends with all kinds of photographers and artists, and it was a very interesting way of living and having people come to our house, and so that completely changed to no friends for me now. But all of this is part of learning experience, to see the contrast between this lifestyle and that lifestyle. It's good to question society. Do I actually want to be friends with those type of people? Do I want to be friends with those? My parents, they're friends with like thousands of people, and from those thousands of people there are a few that are really interesting and amazing, but only a few. Okay, so it's very rare to find very interesting and amazing people like Sandy and Robert. So very, very, very rare to find those, but we can find them. Okay, I know they exist, they are out there, and they are in the minority. They're less than 1% for sure. So there were some interesting people, and one of them was that Karin Scheckesi, the photographer lady, and she came to us with her English Bulldog. And believe it or not, the English Bulldog's face had this color. I am not, absolutely not kidding you. The face was this color of my painting, and I was always fascinated with that color, and I thought, how in the world is that possible that this dog even has that my favorite color? This is this is totally crazy. How can this coat, the hair, have that color? I thought that doesn't exist. That's alien from outer space. That's so cool. So I was fascinated with that dog, but then the dog, she took the leash off, and then the dog went for my rabbit and dented in the cage of the rabbit. The rabbit was terrified, and we children didn't know what to do. We didn't know if we could interfere, and so we asked for help, and then she put the dog back onto the leash, and we totally comforted the rabbit. But even though that was very scary, I still was totally fascinated with that dog. But then later on, I found out that it is a very unethical breed because they have breathing problems. Their faces so smashed in that they don't even have a face profile. Then they don't even have a muzzle. They look like a human face profile almost, but completely dented in, squished in like they had been running against the wall or something, and made out of clay and completely smashed in. And so because of that affects also their air ducts in the nose, and they have trouble breathing. Then they can't even mate anymore. Their body, their physique has been made like a cube. They can't even hump each other anymore, and they have to do artificial insemination, and then they have to do cesarean. That is the worst part. That is much worse even than the artificial insemination. So we had a dog once who had come from artificial insemination. I mean, not in a laboratory or test tube. No, that was frozen sperm that they used. So the father they got the sperm from Texas, and the mother is from Poland, so European Great Dane. both of them, that same Ukrainian Russian bloodline. So they always, you know, the ones that take that very, very seriously, they will research and they will find the people somewhere around the planet with the right frozen sperm. And the Basset people, the Euro Basset people, they do the same thing. So they're very particular about this. But there's also a lot of sloppy breeders out there, puppy mills, and breeders that just they don't care. They mix beagle into their dogs, and that's also why the American Basset Hound does not have the same physical features anymore, with the real thick legs and the thick feet and the wrinkles and the length of the ears and all of this. So, but the very particular breeders, they make sure that they know exactly what to look for. They have an eye for this, just like an artist has an eye for art, and it is an art. Breeding a dog is actually an art, but it is a tricky thing. Okay, ethically it is a very tricky thing. So, and then if you talk to antinatalists about this, you talk to Dr. David Benatar about this, he will say all of this is totally unethical. So it does not justify any of it. Doesn't any existence actually, is taking a risk of suffering, and because of that, it would be, theoretically speaking, would be better not to bring a being into existence, and he also pertains this to other species, not just humans. So I am like an agnostic. I'm like a fence sitter in this. I can see the point, I really do, and I see that viral is also getting into ethics. I didn't know. I thought that was a troll. So, well, good for you that you're getting into ethics. I think we all should get into ethics. This is very, very important. So, and ethics, that's not something that is completely written and concrete. Ethics is as fluid as the infinite cosmos is, so, and that's where relativism comes in. But I'm not a relativist because I acknowledge that there are fluidity margins within ethics, of course. But as a dog mother, I have very, very clear foundation. Let's put it that way. Okay, I know that that this doesn't have real clear-cut seams and borders. Okay, but within the broad middle of this foundation of ethics that I have created in my life from my experience and from my emotions. This is a subjective thing, of course. From my personal point of view, I could never say, oh, you are okay if you rape a child, just to use this one example. And I can't say you are okay to breed an aggressive dog. So I could not ever possibly do this. So that's my message to the world. Don't breed aggressive dogs, okay? And very, very important, when it gets cold outside, bring your animals in the house. Keep your animals in the house. Go with them outside to make poo-poo and pee-pee, and take them for walks. Bring them back in. Have fresh water for them at all times, and food. We always have all-you-can-eat buffet. That was kind of like a bad idea for the papa dog, because then he overate, and So then we couldn't really do that anymore. And then the papa dog, that was so incredibly cute. He set up like the Easter bunny. I don't know if Paul taught him that. He started out holding on with one paw to the table leg, and then later on he was sitting completely without holding on to anything. That looked so incredibly cute, and I would always go up behind him and put my arms around him like this and kiss him. Oh my gosh, the papa dog, I miss a god. I always say that. So now I'm, 2 suicide attempts, out of grief, I woke up again. And it's all very, very deep and very raw and very sad. But the blue god, Kenny, the infinite cosmos, that was our Great Dane, and Papa Dog, David Foster Wallace, those 2 souls, they talked to me and they said, Nicola, we watched over you, okay? You're okay. Don't cause brain damage. You need that precious big brain, okay? You have things to do with that precious big brain. And I say, yeah, but it feels so overwhelming, everything. But they said, you gotta keep going. You have another dog to rescue. And so I first thought that girl, that I saw at the euthanasia clinic in Holland, I thought that girl was going to come back as a European Basset Hound, and I was looking and looking, and I was trying to feel my way into it to see if the vibration is the same. I can see, when I see a living being, whether that is the same vibrational energy as another person, from former life. And, or, if I see a person, what kind of former life that person had, So if I really, really attune myself into it, but it takes a lot of breathing and completely being in the now, like completely. I used to be very, very, very self-conscious and nervous. I still am. Okay? And I can always, if I get insecure, I get insecure very easily I feel very, very, self-critical. Okay? So then I can kind of get out of balance, and then I can get nervous or be shaky a little bit. But that's the mental state that's when you are not in the now. Okay. When you go into the now, there's nothing that can go wrong, because then you are completely focused, but not in as Jiddu Krishnamurti said, not focused in a self-restrained way, not in a deliberate way. He said deliberate meditation is not working, because that's a misunderstanding. Okay, then we're concentrated, kind of clinging a little bit. Breathing and being in the complete now and feeling love for whoever might watch your video. We feel very, very uncomfortable with that idea, who might view this video. Very, very nervous and uncomfortable. But if we go into that, if we see, that's the tricky part. When I was playing the violin in the orchestra in school, I was getting into the fear of the fear, because, and then I had to sit in the last row of the third violin. I was hoping that I could hide behind the other people so that they wouldn't see me getting nervous and all shaky. And then it got worse and worse and worse, that fear, where I finally had to hide behind stage. They were looking for me, they couldn't find me. Then I just bolted off, I ran away, constantly ran away, and I didn't know better. Then I couldn't even play in front of my violin teacher anymore. It was so bad. This fear got so bad, I had to quit university. I wanted to get my master's in psychology. That was very important for me. Okay, very, very, it meant so much to me. I had to quit, not even because of the statistics exams that were very difficult as well. Very, very 4 hardcore statistics exams. So I passed 3. The fourth one I didn't. I had my IUD came out. I had an infection. I ended up in the hospital. It was absolute horror. But the absolute worst part was giving presentations in front of 40 or 50 not well-meaning, very with people with critical looks on their faces, and I was like, okay, this is not, and unconsciously I would write this all out. I would write pages, and then I come in with that at the end of the hour, and the professor was mad at me because he didn't even understand what is going on. He's a psychologist, he should have known better. But these people, they are all full of their own emotional pain, and it was just a mess. So then I got into Jiddu Krishnamurti, I got into meditation. Pema Children wrote a book called Lean Into the Fear. That just completely made sense to me. I mean, it might not make sense to someone who is completely new to Buddhism and meditation, because it sounds like a contradiction. Lean into the fear. How can you lean into the fear? When you're in fear, you're not leaned back, right? You're already by default not leaned back. But this is the thing about it. When we run away from this fear, then the fear compounds itself. Then it becomes worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So we have to go into reverse. We have to go backwards into the fear. We have to embrace the fear like this with open arms and say, fear, what do you have to tell me? Okay, you have stories to tell me. And I love you, you mean well, you want to protect me, ego too, all the trolls, they're all stuck in this. They're all our teachers also at the same time. Every situation that feels uncomfortable is our teacher. It is there to pay attention to really look at it. Not with deliberate meditation, not with this constraint, but with leaning into the fear, with completely embracing the now and embracing the infinite cosmos and the infinite possibilities that are there, and embracing the haters and everyone, and feeling just complete, the bodhicitta, the soft spot, the love in us, the vulnerability, to completely to see them for who they are, where they're at in their personal development. Okay. Of course we have feelings too. Of course I can't go on and let someone push me into their narcissistic act out range of, where I'm being victimized by their narcissistic act outs. That doesn't feel good, where I'm being used for this or that, or peep show, that's No, I can't even imagine. So I would get so mad. It's like, bro, why don't you go into that peep show ring? Take your clothes off. Let me peep through that peephole. How would you feel? So that's an inequality between the genders, right? It's highly sexist. So the porn industry itself is not sexist. Depends on who is directing the films. The people I worked with were highly sexist. Did not work out because of that. So we need to reinvent. Some people have already done it. Some people are doing much better work with this. Okay, I have some really great ideas in this regard. But right now I want to sing this song for my baby. Okay, and this is a song that from the melodic part I have already come up on my own with, and I didn't write it down because this is more like a spontaneous and gut felt, infinite cosmos, intuitive, connected song that I sang for Kenny Redwood, my albino Great Dane. And I think it was 2010 when I came up with that song. So, and now I'm using that melody. The Blue God says, of course you can use that melody for the BulliPittie. Okay, we're all one unit, we're all one family. We're all one quantum entanglement soup. Okay, so this is the song. Oh baby, baby, baby. It's kind of like a blues a little bit. I am thinking about you, my BulliPittie, who has a lot of anger issues. This makes me cry rivers, and I am using up a lot of paper tissues. The BulliPittie, he sure is a babe. He is a gorgeous pumpkin boy, and I know that he and I are going to have a lot of joy together in this existence. I am thinking about you, BulliPittie, with anger issues, doing prison time. Baby, 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 I am thinking of a way to travel to your cluster B help center where you are getting therapy. Oh, BulliPittie, I need to bail you out, my gorgeous babe, because I love you and you have a mission of love ahead of you. Oh baby, 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 you are my gorgeous moo, and I love you so, eternally. Oh, BulliPittie, baby, you were once a girl from Mississippi in your former life. Oh, baby, BulliPittie, you went to Holland to take off your human spacesuit. Oh, baby, baby, that made Mama cry. But I understand that you wanted to be in heaven with the blue god, but it became boring there, so you you decided to come back as a dog. Oh baby, baby, I love you more than anything in the entire eternal universe. You are my everything, and together we can end the sorrow and demise. because radical honesty to ourselves sets us onto the path of manifesting the ultimate paradise.